on the pole, it's going to be brand new qualifying. I tell you what, if we were to run the All-Star race, the Unloved thing, you really got caught up in all that much. But man, thanks for joining me in the booth tonight, buddy. Moore down from the Truck Series in here. He's going to be looking to try to steal a win. This time it is with the Xfinity cars. As you can see, just like it, she's got a soft spot in her heart for Cowboy Matt. Well, let's say Cowboy Matt doesn't win tonight, and let's say she picks.
For the most part, but it was very fun.
Yep, one right there at your home track, Bristol. That was your crew here. Yes, you got 21 of Sledgehammer. You got the 61 of Mountaineers, and our Cole 315 Cowboy Matt in his 19 High Rock throwback.
Yep. Sledge for the lead. 15 pushed up a little bit there, probably running a lower preset, as you would imagine. That's the kind of the versatility you get in this preset.
Used to be all over the streams, him and Master Killer. Speaking of Master Killer, he's actually in the race tonight, and I will have a little bit of help as far as laps and some issues that may occur on track.
We're really going to hope that we can make it all the way on tires.
One groove racetrack. You got to try to figure out the Finesse. Welcome to the chat, sir. Good to see you. Looks like Finesse is rooting on Boehner, trying to go for 3-0, 3 in a row, with Mountain and Fatwas Dig. Right now, looking so far so good. A whole lot of give, a whole lot of take, but they're keeping it clean, keeping it green. It looks like they're getting a little bit of separation between each other. No, the truck race was a lot of side-by-side, fast-paced racing. I'm ready for tonight's race. How you feeling?
Man, and the cool thing is, of course,
Mountaineers, let this thing get really racy and then attack. Go for it. These guys have had 2+ weeks to practice. They're going to make contact a little bit, so are these guys. So looks like Bowling's kind of dropping back a little bit. Looks like some of the guys that might have taken tires earlier are really going to start moving their way to the push.
And here comes Larson. Larson to the bottom of the track. Job. Trying to take the lead away. Good job.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, just that star-spangled banner gave way for the land of the free. In the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, happy to see you. It is Tuesday night. That means it's time for the NNR Xfinity Series live from Mid-Ohio. It's going to be a great night. We had about, 10 or 11 cars on Sunday night for the trucks. Tonight, we've got, 15 cars. So, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. Waiting to get this in. Stout Whiskey should be along with me here pretty soon to get this all said and done. Yes, you actually see me for the first time. Isn't it amazing? Right now, you could kind of face to the to the voice. Something I always like to do anytime I get to finally meet somebody. Like I've met a lot of these NNRs over the last several years. But yeah, it's tonight it's all about these Xfinity guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Twists, turns, beats and bangs, grass and asphalt, road courses. You gotta love them. But man, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Whether you watch this or watch this later, please by all means go ahead and be sure to smash follow, subscribe, and keep the notifications on when you smash that. That way you know every time I go live, whether it's with these NNR boys or even if it's tonight. Tomorrow night when I'm with the Super Speedway League. There we go, where it's all pure setups. I rock number 43 Air Force Warthog paints every week. So yeah, or my rendition of it anyway in the Xfinity and the truck series, but in the car, it's always that famed Richard Petty number 43. But hi again, good to see you finally. I've been waiting to pick up a camera for a while, but I actually found an app on my Pixel to where I'm able to use my phone. Whether it's wired or wireless, it works. And as you can see, it's got a pretty good picture. So hello again. The boys are just done qualifying, so before we get over and get this started, want to once again thank you very much, Madison Rising, for allowing NNR to use their version of the national anthem at the start of every single one of these NNR races. The boys were nice enough to allow us to do that with special permission. I reached out and they said, yeah, go for it. And I actually just recently learned that there is, I believe, a K&N league on iRacing that they allow them to use the national anthem as well. So that's damn right cool of the guys. But yeah, head on over to Spotify, YouTube, whatever. Give them a like, give them a follow. They will absolutely appreciate it. And again, none of these big bands out touring and doing their thing on the big stages because of all this COVID. So they appreciate any and all support that they can get. So thanks, and Madison Rising. You guys are a class act. Thank you much. All right, just waiting on the one and only Stout Whiskey to join. Again, got 14 or 15 cars on track tonight. The guy that won in the truck on Sunday night, the one and only Asbel, he will be back in the field tonight, as well as Boehner. Boehner has led the point, but as you can see in that crawl across the bottom of your screen, Asbel has actually taken over the points lead from Boehner, and he's trending in that right direction, getting hot right when he needs to. We'll have to see if Boehner is able to retake that lead. I think the difference is only 8 points, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have to see how it goes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I mentioned before, the boys are done qualifying. They're in the lobby, getting those last second instructions from the one and only Swats and NNR Xfinity. Actually, Smitty might be on track tonight. We'll have to wait and see. If not, he knows that he's got an open invitation to join me and out in the booth to keep this thing rolling. So we'll have to see if he takes me up on it. So, with that being said, again, Mid-Ohio, a bunch of twists and turns. It's one and only road course in the second stage of the NNR 2020 Chase. I believe in the next stage of the Chase, we've got Road America, if I'm not mistaken. But we've still got Richmond next week. But don't forget, this Thursday night still, we got the Cup guys, and they're going to get it done right here in Mid-Ohio. I saw something the other day where some people were calling me kind of a hype man because I'm always sounding really upbeat. Well, this is me, and yes, when I'm talking, I do use a lot of my hands. It's just something I've always done, and I don't see any reason to change that. So whether you thought if I was a motioning kind of person when I'm talking, yes, I am. So you'll probably see a lot of that as the night goes on. I use my head a lot. I twist and turn. I laugh. I have a time. Yes, I do cut up when this is up and rolling. But again, I'll have the streams of Boehner and also Cowboy here tonight. I know Azel said he streamed the other night. Not quite sure if he'll be streaming tonight. I do have a couple backups. Hopefully tonight I don't have any kind of issue with the server connections. If you were with me on Sunday night, that was a hard race to complete. I ended up losing connection to this like 3 or 4 times, had to get re-invited, and then ultimately in the last 14 laps, it was all about just trying to stay up with the streams that I had. So I pulled up Cat Stream, and I pulled up SWAT Stream, and I was kind of bringing you the race from their POV, and yeah, it turned into a little bit of a to-do, but that's sometimes to quote the movie Bruce Almighty, that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? And I think I just the one and only Stout Whiskey pop into the booth. Stout, is that you?
Yes, sir. What's up, Pete?
Stout, good to see you. Good to hear you. Man, I was just talking about some trials that I had during the stream on Sunday night where I kept on getting kicked from the server. Hopefully nothing like that happens tonight. We get in here, we stay in here, we call it grace, and we move on. And Stout, if you pull my stream, tonight is actually the first night you're actually going to see me as well as listen to me. So it's
man,
kind of a.
I'll tell you what. Hey, well, I'll say this: everybody that's watching, not only do you get to hear the 2 most beautiful voices of all of NNR, but you get to see one of the most beautiful faces in NNR. So you guys are so lucky tonight.
How about that? Yeah, I was saying I actually I YouTubed how to connect my cell phone to Twitch, and funny enough, there's only 3 phone types actually support the Droid. It's the Galaxy series, the Pixel series, and there's one other. And I have a Pixel, so it works perfectly. Got a pretty good camera. Got it set up right in front of me. And yeah, you see my whole, so all those people that kind of dubbed me the hype man, and they always wondered what I looked like behind the camera. Am I loud? Am I motioning as we're going on? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Well, now everybody, you know what? You got your answer.
Well, luckily for me, I already know what your beautiful face looks like because I've hung out with you several times. So
yeah, we got to go to the 600 and the Atlanta together. Looks like they are just ready to go. I'm getting a couple invites, one from SWATs and one from somebody else. Are you getting invites as well or no?
No, sir.
All right. Let me go ahead and grab this invite, and then I will gladly get you in here. And I think they actually unanimously voted to allow Smitty to run tonight, if I'm not mistaken, even though he wasn't able to get his practice information in. They let him go. So might have one extra car on track. Let's see.
Woo!
Are you online, sir?
Yes.
All right, stand by.
No, I'm not.
Uh-oh, you're breaking up a little bit. That's okay. No, you're not, but I can find you. I have no idea who some of these people are anymore. There you are.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and send me an invite. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go get my other headset.
Yeah, go ahead and switch up your headset. That's fine. That's what you just said. Sorry, you're really broken. All right, so guys, yeah, here we are. We're going to find out who exactly got that and very needed poll tonight. It's going to be. It could really mean a lot. This place is very, very hard to pass at, very tricky, very technical. But here we go. So on the poll, I'll go ahead and switch everything up. Stout. Looks like we got one car of Asbel, who again won the truck race on Sunday with the 84 of Cheeseburger to his outside. Then we got the 11 of Parzival, who's sneaking up further and further into the points for the 2020 season. Then we got the 19 of NNR Cowboy. Again, I'll have his stream up to give me a hand. Then we got the 90 Soul Fatless Dig. Again, thanks for coming along. Got the 39 of Master, or 98 of Bowling. Excuse me. That looked like it was 39, but nope. Then there's the 29 of Bill's Legend, 9 of Q Dog. There's the 81 of, no, that's the 51 of SWAT. Sorry, the print's a little hard to follow. Okay, there's the 8 of Augustus, 28 of Boehner. There's the 81 of Smitty. Yep, so Smitty will be on track tonight with the 95 of Papa Bear right next to him. And it looks like we're back up on track. Again, 14 or 15 cars will be out here tonight as they twist and turn through these very, very long S's here at Mid-Ohio. Kind of like, Sonoma, just a couple extra, twist and turns. But it's very, very here as well. Kind of like what we see at the Roval, although you never would expect it. But Stout, who do you got for tonight? Who's the guy that's got that lucky horseshoe still filled with that dust that's going to be able to get it done?
Well, unless there's a catastrophe.
Stout, if you're talking, all I'm hearing is a chirping, sir.
Can you hear me now?
All right, chirping, stop. And here we go. We're coming out of the final corner, getting ready to take this green. Again, the one of As with the 84 of Cheeseburger's outside, getting into the first set of turns. And ladies and gentlemen, under green for the one and only horse in the second round of the NNR 2020 chase. Getting pretty spread. Guys are going to give each other a little bit of room as we get going. And wouldn't you know it, Asbel's actually the first to dive it hot into that corner where 84 was able to close up pretty quick. Getting back from the one. Here we go, coming on through.
Can you hear me now, Pete?
How about Stout? You out there yet?
Yes. Am I clear now?
Stout, you're really broken up still, sir.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh, Stout still don't have you. See the 9 of Q-Dog recovering after going off track, but he's able to recover and get back on. And we're going to keep going through the field. Here's the 51 of Swats with the 81 Smitty looking under him, going into the, I want to say it's the second to last corner. No, this is just the bottom of these S's here. I apologize, guys. These corners got me thrown off so bad. I couldn't tell you whether it was the second or 10th corner. Swats, I think I got her. Not Swat. Stout, I think I got a little bit better now.
All right, can you hear me now, Pete?
No, sir. You see Optimus Prime. Actually, worse than Optimus. '29 definitely ran that corner a little bit deeper than he probably wanted to. Got into the back end of Boehner just a little bit, and now they are at 51 and 28 side by side. Still continuing to go down through these. I'm sorry, not through the S's. Through down this very very long straightaway, getting into the S's. Watching from the 28 up to the 39 of Master Killer. Master Killer, I believe, has. I'm not quite sure who that's the. Boy, I can't. These guys are flying through these road courses so much, it's not even funny. Hey, Coey, how are you, sir? What do you think of the camera? Good to see you. So Coey's saying he actually hears you fine, Stout. So it might be something with me. I don't know. All right, let me. I don't know what would cause that. All right, but Cody, I wonder if the camera actually was interfering with Stout. I don't know if that is a possibility. Um, let's what happens if I turn that camera off. If Stout is able to come on back. Let's see. All right, Stout. If try to come on back if you can, please, sir.
Yo, Pete. Pete.
So Coey says he can hear you fine, but you sound very, very muffled to me. I'm gonna take it that it's something on my end. I don't know. Coey, can you still hear Stout fine, or does he sound really bad to you? Meanwhile, let me keep going through the field here. There goes the 84 of Cheese. He's falling back from the 1 of Asbel. Okay, so yeah, Coey's saying that he can still find whether it's with the camera or not. So it's something on my end. I don't know why or what. That's very unfortunate. All right, let me try something here.
Yeah, and you're fine,
No,
Pete. I don't know how, but
Stout, I don't know. Coey says he can hear you fine, but I can't I can't hear you at all. You're extremely looking on my side. Let me try actually turning my headset off and headset back on just in case it's me, and I will be right back.
Cowboys not too far behind. Looks like Augustus now. I don't know if Augustus is on the lead lap or not. Should be on the lead lap. I know Augustus did not qualify. He skipped out on it. So, tell you what, I'm going to ride around with Augustus here.
All right, Stout, you go. Right. Mike. Mike. Stout, you got me. You have me, sir. Stout, can you hear me? Hello. Can anybody hear me? All right, well, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I apologize. A little bit of technical difficulty. Hold on. Let me see here. There it is. All right. Not quite sure what's going on. I apologize, guys. I'm hearing an echo, though. All right, well, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but all right, got rid of that echo. That's it's all good now. I apologize, a little bit of technical difficulty there, but I am back, and Stout says he's going to try to help out from chat. So, Stout, I'm not quite sure why we're having some issues. We'll have to definitely get together sometime during the week and iron this out. If I'm not able to use the camera, I won't use the camera. No big deal. That may have been rude of that evil, but we're gonna press on. All right. I kind of lost track a little bit trying to get that all figured out. But we're back. I'm going to try to pull up those streams I got of both Boehner and Cowboy to keep up with the boys, how we're doing on laps and see how we're doing on everything else. Yet we sure will Stout. In this age of technology, ain't gonna hold me back. So let's see. All right, let me get over to here. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. All right, working through. Not saying that Cowboy, Fatless, and Augustus are tight. So let's go ahead and see if we can find those boys right now. There's Cowboy. There's Fatless. Looks like he was able to get ahead. Behind him. All right, so that was the battle that was going on right then, but they've since been able to iron it out. Looks like Fatless was able to jump ahead just a little bit. Working on through. Going to grab a lap count the next time one of these guys comes on by the line. I can tell you right now, though, it looks like Cowboys got 7 laps of fuel left in the tank. So I know they were in the trucks. They were able to go 7 or 8 laps on a full tank. I'm going to guess these guys probably about 9 laps, give or take. Cowboys right behind Fatless. Fatless is just about to come on by the start stripe here in just a sec. As you see Bling taking his car down pit road. Bill's getting a little squirrely coming off that corner, but able to get it sorted out. From the hood view, Q-Dog going off track. I'll tell you what, the braking points at this place are very, very hard to take. Not quite sure why. Yep, I got you, Stout, loud and clear, sir. You got me? Stout, can you? But Cowboy just went went to just got by the start stripe, and there were 9 laps left remaining here in stage 1. Let me try one more thing. Stout, Stout, Stout. Can you got me? Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. Let me try one more. All right, you guys out there can hear me, but for some reason I can't be heard in the broadcast booth. So Stout's not able to join along. Bear with me 1 second, please. I'm going to check my feed here, see if everything is up and running, and doesn't look like it is there. Let me try one more thing here. Let's see. How about now? Okay. All right. So it looks like that's working now. All right, Stout, if you can, but it keeps going. Yeah, Coey, if you're still out there, something's going on with Discord. As I exit the settings to check the audio, as soon as I out of that, it goes back. So let's actually. I apologize to anybody that's out there just having some difficulties. Let me try one more thing here. I'm going to actually go here, do this. Let's do a check. All right. So, now let's close out. Can you hear me? Now, there's something going on in Discord. But all right, yeah, we're gonna go on throughout the field, see if we can't get this keep this going. They last again when Cowboy went by the start stripe, there were 9 laps remaining. This is still stage 1. Some people have made their way down pit road, got their first set of adjustments in. Depending on where you qualify, though, you may or may not have the time to actually make it in, get all of your adjustments, and then come on back out again with your full setup. So Lafty. Now, usually on road courses, people will tend to keep the setups kind of equal as far as tire pressures go on both sides because you're turning right and left. We'll see if that's the case here. Hopefully, I can get this Discord thing figured out on one of these stage breaks and get this up and going. See now, right. All right, let's try it. While I can still hear it out in there. Let's try this one more time. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Thanks for being patient with me. All right, check. Stout, you got me? Mike, Stout. Nope. Stout, can you hear me? All right, I guess we got that sorted out. All right, good. And I hear you fine, man. That was a pain in the rear end. How you doing, buddy? I know, yeah, something's going on with Discord. As soon as I went into settings part of Discord and did a mic check that way, it was fine. That was the echo I was hearing initially. And then as soon as I would close out of settings, I'd go back and the ring around my name was no longer lighting up, so there's something to do with Discord. Hopefully it stays like this, though. I've been following the 28 of Boehner, kind of keeping a very, very close eye on the 11 of Parsville with the 1 car of Asbel in front of these guys. So I'm going to guess this is a race for the lead. Stout, glad to have you back. Yeah, Boehner's definitely got a hot rod, and yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. While we were in driver meetings, he was wondering and asking his competition, "Hey, is there a way to switch between the wheel and the controller during the race? Am I able to do that? Maybe on pit stops or something like that?" And I told him you got to do it really, really fast. You got to hand the control from your wheel over to your controller while getting your pit stop in. It's tricky, but it can be done. But you got to do it very fast. He said it broke with his wheel. Very unfortunate. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, I didn't even think about the whole shifter aspect to it. It definitely adds some because not only would you have to hand control over to a controller, but you'd have to reconfigure your controller for your shift and shift down, if it's even possible when switching over that fast. Usually, I think it's either the toggle or the A. It's like the Y and B up and down or something like that. So, yeah, that's a whole new aspect to it. Wow. Gotcha. What man? That's a lot. Yeah, you figure fourth down to third, down to second, for like that one paperclip turn. I mean, that's really really tight. And then coming up through the S's or down through the S's, I call it. I think almost like Sonoma, just a little bit longer. Yeah, you're shifting a lot at this place. I'll have to take your word for it. Yep, nope. I wasn't in North Carolina during that time. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 81 and the 9. Looks like the 81 is getting into that corner just a little bit hotter than the 9. But it just looks like the 81's got a little faster of a car coming through the S's, and 9's actually just going to go ahead and pull on over, let him go. He says, man, if you're that much faster, maybe it's tires, or maybe it's the 9 trying a bit of fuel strategy. Not sure, but last time I saw Cowboy go on a start stripe, there were 9 laps to go. Next time Boehner comes on by, I'll grab a count again. But Stout, they've been green so far. Ooh, talk about off wheels on the yeah, Smitty's I guess he just too much in it and just kept on going. Tried to get back in the gas. Car rear ends very light this late in the run, and it just kept on going. Very unfortunate for that 81. Just caught back up again to the one of Asbel. Asbel won the truck race, and actually after last week's race at Talladega, Asbel is now the points leader here in Xfinity. So not only is he doing an outstanding job in the trucks, he's now got a pretty decent little, 8-point cushion going in next week at Richmond, depending on what happens here tonight. But so far, man, this guy is on a tear. I don't know if anybody's going to have anything for this guy here in the Xfinity or Truck Series other than maybe his teammate Boehner. Yep, so Parzival. Yep. I think. Yeah, I saw a congratulatory tweet that was sent out by several people in NAR about Master Killer winning his 75th online league or community race, which is outstanding. Looks like I have just completed the final lap here in stage one. Stout, while we were separate, and these guys have been separate here for many, many laps. We're about to rack and stack them all back up here at Mid-Ohio and get things back rolling. Tighter, back together, getting through these first couple turns. We'll have to see how it all sorts out here in just a bit. But Asbel, max points there in stage one, I believe, with Parzival second, Boehner third, Cheeseburger fourth, and Augustus. So you just named a few people that might have something to say at Atlanta once all the bonus points are out the window. It's 4 people racing for a championship, no points to rest on. You got to bring your A game, and you just named quite a few that are going to have a chance to do just that at Atlanta. All right, so yeah, Asbel, Parzival, Boehner, Cheese, and Augustus were your top 5. Following them were Master Killer, Fatless Dick, NNR Cowboy, FNL Bowling, and NNR SWATs. And we're getting ready to take them back green. Got the 1, the 11, 28, the 8, and I'm not quite sure who's there in P5, but Stout, back under green, sir. Yeah. Looking from Asbel, that's very, very touchy. No, if I said Augustus, I was absolutely wrong. You're 100% right. He was not inside that top 10. So if his name is being there, nope. I guess I was maybe trying to read fast. But watching these guys flash on by through to the top of these very, very long S's, kind of liking them to Sonoma just a little bit. They're tight, Stout. Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, I'm watching from mid-pack on back. Right now I'm on with the 9 of Cowboy. And I'm actually watching a lot of these guys pretty hard on the brake, really getting on those binders, trying to slow them down so don't hit that person in front. And they're doing a pretty good job of doing just that. Keep clean. 97 of Oh, Boehner off track, way off track, the sand pit. Yeah. I know. I definitely got you. I don't know what happened right there was with help, or if it's just on his own. But either pretty rough for Boehner. This is one of those where he's going to wish he could have back now the 39 the Master Killer over out that corner. That's going to allow the 39 to get on by. Yep. Yeah, it was on the 39, and I saw where one had gotten off track, but it looks like 39 and 29 are going to be pretty close to get once we stack them back up. I'm actually glad for this call, because it means that these guys are really racing hard. But the one guy that this benefit greatly is going to be Boehner after either losing control of the car and sending it off track, or having some kind of a technical issue doing it himself. But now he'll be able to get caught back up with these guys. But here we go again. Actually, Boehner's be up in front with the 1, the 11, the 84, and then there's another Camaro sitting right there in P5. So Cheese started P5 before, now he's starting P4 right on the outside of the 11 of Parzival, and behind them they're stacking up big time here. They're actually 3 wide, a little bit further in the back behind the 19.
Good launch off the corner. It just really depends on your driving style. So, and these guys probably don't practice together. I mean, they might practice together in pairs or something here and there, but you really have to ride with each other, through the stages and see what each other's doing. That way, hey, I can attack here, I can not attack here. And this really depends. So, and plus it's just so narrow, Pete. I mean, it's not a big, as far as going too wide in the corner. It's very difficult to this racetrack.
Yeah, this track is extremely very narrow, very interesting turns. I think in normal racing, actual NASCAR, I think it's just the truck and Xfinity that come here, if I'm not mistaken. Just watching the 97 of Fatless Dig recover, he was off track, but back up and running now that 19 and the 39 of Mr. Killer right behind I'm not sure if that was the Spurl or who that was, but just watch the 29 actually thread underneath the 39 of Master. He's on the move. Great move, Bills. That was, as he would say, a power move through that corner. Way to get 2 positions in 1 turn. Good job, Bills.
Yeah, he got Master and
Cowboy.
Who is it? Master and Cowboy.
Yeah, that was an amazing move. Great job by him. Man, that's clip worthy. That was a good job. Still kind of
somebody really
way the field here.
Somebody
go ahead.
Always likes here in the Xfinity series is Parzival. He's just silent. He's not. I don't know if he's in the messenger group. I don't think he has Twitch, man. He just shows up and races and just clicks off top 5s like it's nothing.
Yeah. He had some issues last week, but and he fell back quite a bit in the standings. But if he can keep doing what he's doing right now, if he's got that kind of a car and he's able to pull these moves up, man, power to him. We'll have to see where Bill's is able to get through throughout the rest of the night. I'm going to go ahead and grab us a lap count from either Boehner or Cowboy in the next go around and see how we end here. Again, I think they're only able to get about 9 laps of fuel on the tank, but right now your top 5 is still Asbel, Boehner in P2, Parzival P3, Cheese in P4, and Augustus, who finished outside the top 10 in the last stage, is actually up to P5.
Yeah, Cheese is actually gaining now on Parzival. Flip through here and see if we find some more action going on.
Okay, and I can hear you a lot better now. Very, very clear, sir. Again, I don't know if that was Discord or what, but there was something going on. Let's see here.
Oh, Bill's just got sideways and hit the wall.
Yep, that allowed the 81 of Smitty to get on by. She on board with Smitty when that happened. Smitty, anytime he makes it to the booth, he thanks, his sponsors, Dr. Pepper, Cadler, and he goes on for a little bit. He was actually almost late to the race tonight because he was at the store grabbing a case of Dr. Pepper. So if he makes it into the booth tonight, he might be thanking those boys one more time instead of being all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Well, guess what he's jacked up on? Looks like the 95 Papa Bear has lagged out or had some kind of a failure for tonight. Unfortunate for Papa Bear, but man, I give this guy a lot of credit. He actually got his first win in a league the other night at Pocono. So it's kind of interesting.
I saw that.
Yeah. So big congratulations to the 95 of Papa Bear getting his first ever league series or league win here on Heat 4 or since he's been in league. So big congratulations to the man that shows up every week and gets the job done.
Yeah, I'm watching Q-Dog, man. Q-Dog had such a good week last week, and for him to make sure he has a chance to advance, he really needs to try to get some stage points here in the second stage, and really gonna have to have a good race next week at Richmond. Talking to Smitty, man, I was like, Smitty, do you drink water? He said, no, I get my water that's in my Dr. Pepper. That's how he drink. He gets his water. So imagine Smitty's usually pretty dehydrated, and his pee is orange. So, but hey, that's what he likes to drink. So be it, right?
Yeah, he talks about his Dr. Pepper all the time. Me personally, I've got 3 bottles of water next to me with some good old Crystal Light fruit punch mix ready to get poured in, and that's the way I roll on race nights because I got up early the next morning. I can't really crack anything cold or anything that's going to keep me awake for these races. I got to roll with the water, keep it hydrated, good old H2O, and roll with it.
Pete, I know you're like, did this guy just really talk about another guy's pee color? Yeah, I sure did, man. That's what we do on Tuesday nights during the broadcast. We talk about random things other than the racing.
Yeah, I miss our conversations when you're not, around on Sunday nights or on Thursdays when I broadcast with HD. We have some conversations. We talk about racing. We talk about the old days. We talk about, just random stuff, and it keeps it going. As the 98 of Bowling get on by the 8 car of Augustus. That was for position, and he actually did it getting through the inside of these S's. But now it looks like Augustus may get that spot back. 98 of Bowling got a little loose coming off that last corner. Just took that Sunoco sign by storm, and he's going to start this next lap 1 point up. Speaking of lap counts, I know I should did before that I would grab it. I promise I will this time. Your top 5 really has only changed by 1 position. We just watched the Bowling get by the 8 of Augustus. So that actually put Bowling up in P5. Your top 5 is Apple, Boehner, Parzival, Cheeseburger, and Bowling with 7 laps left here in stage 2.
Yeah, Bowling was actually able to get by Augustus there. Augustus ran off track. He just got too hot in the corner and ran off. I think he avoided the sand trap, though. But I'm continuing to watch Bowling and Augustus go at it. Oh, Bowling just about looped it off that corner. That's one of the corners, man, where you'll two-wheel it. And I don't know if that's turn 6 or turn 7. You have to be really careful, man, coming up over the crest of the racetrack there.
Oh yeah, only in that place, in several places. You come up there, it's kind of a blind corner. Not only that, these guys have been out for a little bit, so the cars are getting lighter. A lot of these guys, Pro League and whatnot, running qualifying laps. Not only there, I mean, some of the guys here in NNR do it as well. They'll sit and kind of rev up the motor while they're waiting on their qualifying turn to be taken, and burn off some fuel, and that lightens up the car a little bit, so you're able to go a little bit faster during your qualifying lap. Well, these guys are doing it out here on a twisty, turny, hilly, you know. Uh, Track that has a lot of elevation changes. Well, you come up over these blind hills, and that car is a little too light. You're gonna feel like that car is wicked loose, and then next time you go in and try to make any changes, you're looking at possibly having some issues.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, man. I try to burn gas every week, and I can still only qualify like no better than 14th. That's not a very good qualifier.
I think you are. I just think some other people have figured out something more, kind of like Asbel in trucks, or Boehner here in XP and Asbel in Xfinity. Some of these guys have just figured out that little extra niche in the games, whether it's during races or during qualifying, or I mean, you take Rose in the Cup Series. That man's been a qualifying machine all season. I mean, I think it was the first half of the season, nobody got a pole but him, unless it was during the time that you were going. The Cup Series was using that random number generator. Other than that, it was Rose on pole.
I still think he got the pole one time during that. I don't know. I have to ask Cody. I can't remember, but no, I mean, you're right. I'm not one of those people that practices qualifying, and maybe that's something I should do. At least looking forward to next year. I'm definitely going to have to. If I'm able to advance out of this round, I probably should definitely do it for the next round, and then of course the final race. But yeah, I've just never put anything into it.
Well, I tell you what, the next round, I think there's Michigan in there. You got Martinsville. I believe it's Road America, if I'm not mistaken. And there's one more. I'm going to pull
Homestead.
Homestead. All right, there you go. That has, I mean, there's a couple tracks in there where if you start up front, you're going to have you've got a good shot at finishing in the top 5 all the way through. So as we were talking about top 5s, here comes Asbel, your current race leader down pit road. But yeah, the and final stage of the chase, the eliminator round, it's actually starting off at a road course. So we're doing Mid-Iowa as a road course. We're going to Richmond, and then we're coming right back to Road America. So only one break, a short track in between 2 road tracks, and then it's Michigan, Homestead, and Martinsville, and then finally the season finale at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Man, it's I can't wait to see how that's going to work out. Nobody can rely on any kind of a points cushion that they may or may not have. All right, so that's the upcoming races. More and more people are starting to work their way down pit road, grab their pit stop. This should be the one and only pit stop that they've got to make since we had that caution, and we should be able to race it on out from here. A little bit of a battle here between 19 and then 97. 97 really getting through these corners. Looks like just a little bit better than in 19 at Cowboy. Again, more and more people coming off pit road. Here's 97 was going to try, but he got those right side tires up on the strip, and it made his car loose. Was not able to really pressure the 19 for that position. Have to try again somewhere else down the line. All right, Stout. Looks like after the round of pit stops is done, your top 5 is pretty close to what it was before. But Augustus, like he was able to pick up a couple spots through pits. It's now going to be Asbel up front, Boehner P2, so that stayed this. Augustus has moved up to P3. Parzival moved back one spot, and Cheeseburger took the place of where Nell Bowling was. So some changes made there on pit road. Side-by-side action here between the 51 and 97. 97 backed out, let the 51 go. Didn't need to go into that side-by-side. They can race it out. Coming this blind turn here, getting ready to go downhill through these very long S's. Sal, you still there?
Yeah, Bolin just sent a message. Boehner just drilled the wall. I was riding around with Boehner there for a moment, just flipping through. But Bolin actually just sent a message in the Xfinity chat and said that he lost connection.
I'm sorry, you said Bowling did?
Yes.
Rough going for Bowling. Bowling started this race 53 points behind the leader. He had Augustus, Fastig, Master Killer, Q-Dog, Cowboy Mountain, and Papa Bear, I think, behind him. So he's going to lose some points. The only thing is there's only 14 or 15 guys that started this race. So, yeah, he'll lose some, but it won't be a whole lot. J-Pie out there in that stout, wondering if you'll race him for 19th Thursday, if you'll race in the back of the pack with that 22.
Who, me?
Yeah, J-Pie wants to know if he's in the back with him.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know, how to play out. I know practice laps that we've got turned in is only like 6 or 7 cars. I know I've got the fastest time. I can run some, click off some 121s, but I imagine, I know for sure that some of those guys are probably sandbagging. So I feel like I can get around here pretty decent, but J-Pod, I might just find myself back there with you, man. So if we are we can door it out for 18th or 19th.
Well, there you go. I guess J-Pie, Stout wants to do better, but racing for 19th, that might be an option. It's nice to know that there's going to be 19 or 20, 21 cars on track. Now, I know that Sledgehammer came back to NNR last week, and believe it or not, Sledgehammer was actually the first one that I ever watched on a road course. It was during last year's winter season. When the league was still under a different name, and that's actually how I got, started watching NNR. He was coming up through the pack like a bat out of hell, and he kept it going and kept it going and kept it going. And I just got really, really impressed with the clean racing at Sonoma at the time. And once I saw what was going on there, I watched it every week, and at the time it was on a 65% big screen in the living room, and I didn't miss a week. And then somebody told me, hey, why don't you go and ask HD if he wouldn't mind you being in the booth with him in D time. Oh, talking to HD, as popular as he was and all that was going on, it was kind of intimidating. So maybe not, but ultimately ended up booth with him, and here I am. Looks like that was the end of stage 2. It looks like Asbel was able to capture that stage as well. So max points for the one car. Bainey 2, great recovery by him. Parzival P3, Augustus P4, and Cheese in P5. J-Pod says, when you go to lap me, then we can race. There you go. All right, I'm going to take a quick swig of something cold here. Give me 1 second, please. What you got there, Stout?
Well, what am I drinking? Pete, can you hear me?
I get her loud and clear. So we saw the first two finishes. I mentioned Cheese, then it was Master Bills, NNR Cowboys, Swats, and then Fatless Dig round out your top 10. Now, as we get ready to set them back up again, it's going to be the 1, the 8 of Eustis, the 11 of Parsville, 39 of Master Killer. That's going to be your top 4. We'll have to see who's going to dive it on into that corner for P5. I think that was the 18. Oh, that's the 19 Cowboy back there in P5. I think with the 97 Atlas Dig to his outside. I'm going to work my way through this here just a little bit. No, actually, it's the 84 Cheeseburger. Buddy Cheese starting to make a little bit of noise here, Stout.
Yeah, he's been really solid there. I mean, he started second, but I don't think he's been any lower than 5th place, and that was right there before the end of that second stage. So, Cheese he's a 16-year-old kid. He's a pretty good racer, man. He's got some good skills. He's going to get even better with maturity. I think I wouldn't say he has Rose talent, but he's a solid racer. You think about Rose, how much Rose has matured as a racer and a young man. So I'm definitely looking forward to what Cheese can continue to do and grow into here in NNR.
Yeah, I think he's only like a sophomore or junior in high school or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you're 100% right. As he gets a little bit older, gets some time, builds up his I don't want to say competitiveness, if there is such a word, but just saw him in the 19 make a little bit of contact. 19 was going to try to get to the inside, but Cheese held his line and forcing the 19 to check up just a little bit. That way they didn't go into that corner side by side. But here comes the 19 again. Try to challenge him on the inside, maybe try a little outbreaking. And yeah, move the 19 up one spot, able to slide it on right in front of that 84. And 19's able to get that hammer down and take that spot away.
Another thing, I'll say this about Cheese too. I don't know if you know this, but Cheese is actually he's from Winston-Salem as well, and he actually goes to one of our rival high schools. When I coached at Reagan High School in Winston-Salem for many years, and he actually goes to East Forsyth, which is one of our rivals. They've won several state championships in football, man. They just put out athletes. They've got guys going to Power 5 schools, multiple guys every year going to Power 5 schools. So it was pretty cool when I found that out. And I talked crap to him over in NAOR about make sure he does his homework and all this stuff. So he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's kind of local to you then. Nice, very nice.
Yeah, J-Pa actually said something about adopting him. J-Pa loves him.
There's Silent Killer out there in chat now saying, "What's up, Pete? How's it going with you and Stout?" I'm doing all right, Silent. Thanks for checking in tonight, bud. Xfinity night, Mid-Ohio. Pretty good race going on. Only had one caution for a racing incident. Everything else has been clean and green. About 15 cars on track tonight. We're pretty healthy into stage 3 now. Actually, next time I'll go ahead and grab a lap count from either Cowboy or Boehner. But actually, Bowling had gone ahead and lagged out. Checking in now with 29 of Bill's Legend. He's quite a ways back in the pack here, Stout. Not quite sure what might have happened. His car looks pretty clean after that last restart. I'm guessing he got whatever damage had fixed up, and he's back out here on track looking pretty competitive. He just hasn't been able to catch a break. 97 just pulled a pretty nice move under that, not grab that position from Q-Dog, though.
Yeah, Cowboy is actually able to get by Cheese, and Master just actually ran off the track again. So I think that's going to put, let me see here. I think Cowboy's going to be in third now.
Cowboy.
No, excuse me. Cowboy's going to be in 4th place.
You got it. Yep,
Gustis
exactly.
is 2nd. Parsons is 3rd. I don't see Boehner anywhere. Did Boehner disconnect?
Boehner is in P6 right now with Master Killer and
I see
Fatless
it.
Dig behind
I
him.
see it now.
Yep. And whatever you did or wherever you did, if it's not Discord, man, I hear you perfectly right now. So you don't move a muscle. When you're just talking about Cheese being so close to you, that was actually the last thing that I heard. I think you said something about being out of Winston-Salem, rival high school, I think you said. And yeah, that was it. So I got you loud and clear right now. Again, it could be Discord because it did foul up on me earlier, but I can hear you perfectly right now, Stout.
Sweet.
Yeah, there we go. Man, I've been watching this battle back here with the 97 and the 19 of Cowboy. I'm sorry, the 84 Cheese and the 19 of Cowboy. They've been going after and really hustling through these corners the best they could, and yeah, they've been trying to get after it a little bit. I think he wants that spot
absolutely.
back bad.
I was watching back here with Swats and Fatless Digs and Q-Dog kind of running close together. Parsonsville's working all over Augustus, and then Cowboy and Cheese are nose to tail as well. So really some good battles going on here on the track.
Yep,
different positions.
As soon as you mentioned Parsonsville, the next camera I got to was actually that of the 11 right there with the 8. Really working their way through these S's. The 11 of Parsonsville looks like he's got that car just a little loose, but it's able to allow him to really be testy with that throttle. Oops, a little off track right there. Got a little loose. Not sure if it's because of the rumble strip or what. And the 11 tried to steer under him so he wouldn't get collected if Goose came back up on the track early. And they actually stay as they were, nose till coming down the rest of these S's, getting back towards the front part of this track, driving right past that snow line. And here they come to the start stripe. Augustus and Parsonsville, same spots. And that means that Boehner's not going to be far behind, so I'll go ahead and grab that lap count. Again, we are in stage 3, the final stage. Just waiting on these guys to finish it up here. And it looks like we got 27 to go here, Stout. 27 to go in the race.
So if there's 27 to go, that means they've got what? 3 pit stops?
I would imagine so, yeah.
Maybe 4. I'll tell you this. I'm not on your Twitch now. I'm watching, freely on the Xbox. But Cowboy and Cheese, Boehner's joined this conversation now. I'm really going to have a really...
Let's see. Back to the 39 of Master Killer. I'm working my way through, as you just mentioned. And who is... Yeah, now I'm actually seeing the 29 Bills on pit road. I'm not sure. I think I hear his though. I don't know if Bills is out of it or what, but nope, it just shut off. His car is done, so not quite the night the Bills legend needed. He needed to really pick up some points, if at all possible. Right now he's last in this round, and unless he's able to pull off a grin next week at Richmond, I think Bill's legend may be on the outside looking in when it comes time to move on to the round of 8 next week when we start the 3rd round here for the 20 chase. A little bit of separation now between 8 and the 11. Schubert got a little loose coming off that corner and allow the 28 of Boehner trying to put some pressure on the 84. Looks like the 19 of Cowboys been able to move away just a little bit. Cheese trying to do everything they possibly can to keep this 28 behind him. He knows if he can do that, he's going to be running some slaps right now. Boehner is in P6, Cowboy 4th, Cheese 5th, Master Killer in 7th, and Fatless Dig in 8th. I'm gonna try to work my way back up towards Asbel, and okay, there's Asbel. As you can see, he's got some pretty clear track behind him. So Stout, if anybody is going to be able to get past this one car tonight, who's your money on?
I'd be on the one car wrecking and destroying his front end 4 or 5 times. I mean, obviously, if you look at it, I mean, Augustus is pretty quick. I've seen Augustus run off the track a couple times. Parslow, I followed him around for a while. Parslow's just so smooth. He's not necessarily the fastest, but he's not making mistakes. I mean, Cowboy, man, Cowboy's changed some stuff. He's got his act together, running up in 4th place. That's good to see. He's actually pulled away from Cheese here by about 7 or 8 car lengths. Cowboy's actually catching Parslow, so let's ride an old Cowboy, man. Go with the 19 ride.
Yeah, he is absolutely coming off. He's right. They're coming through these S's now. Yeah, Goose does have a pretty quick hot rod. I'm looking at him. He's going to come down pit road right now with Parslow right behind him. So maybe get in there, come out with some fresh rubber, see if they can make up any time on that one car. I don't think Asbel pit this time around. Nope, that's the 29 that they just passed. So these guys are actually coming in 1 lap, maybe even 2. We'll have to see if Asbel stays out. But I'm going to try to get back out. More and more cars are starting to peel off onto pit road. And the last time by, or last lap count I got was 27. So if they're all able, let's just say they're all able to get 9 laps, they should have to pit. They should have to pit 2 more times. If they're only getting 8, it's a matter of three times. So yeah, we'll have to see. Watching the 39 and Master Killer come out and work his way onto the track. No real issues getting off pit, really getting on tonight. Pretty self-explanatory. Basically just watch for traffic. Great save by Q-Dog. He's a little loose going through the corners. The 11 of Parslow just able to work right on by that 9. Q-Dog does have a little bit of work with as far as the points go, and because it's not a very big field, he really shouldn't have to worry about too much. But he'll definitely good run next week at Richmond to solidify himself in the top 8.
I was actually looking at the points. I think Q-Dog is 4th in points right now after his showing last week. So
yep. That's
awesome. I know he made the booth, man, and just going back and listening to him talking in the booth, he was just tickled to death. You gotta love stuff like that. You know, if you're a human being, it's just so awesome to see other people succeed when they, where they want to succeed. And if you have a problem with that, you need to look inward. It was just cool to hear him talk, man, and he spoke everything that he had in him out because. It was like of course it was his first time, but I mean, with the way these races go, you never know when you'll get to be back in the booth. But I know the guys love what you do for us, Pete, the truck guys, the Xfinity guys, and the Cup guys, and knowing that you upload these on YouTube and they're forever there. So when I'm 80 years old and having trouble remembering what the hell's going on, I can turn on YouTube. And, hey, I used to be a pretty good sim racer or arcade racer. So it's just a neat experience.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that he sent out about making it to booth, and of course J-Paw, being part of J-Paw Army. Everybody was happy that either him or Master Killer or Cheese. It's you've said it many times. If you make it into the top, here in NNR, whether or you get that win done. It's special because you're racing against a lot of the top guys on heat for that run presets, and man, they've been fighting all season long to have a great showing, and they got it done. Speaking about getting it done, we've got 22 laps left tonight. So since the last time, they've been able to go on and click off 5 more laps, trying to grab a running order warrior right now. I believe Aswell's going to be up. Not quite sure who's in second. It might be the 11 apart, but Augustus is actually back to Cowboy P4, Boehner P5, Cheeseburger P6, and Master Killer back in P7 now. There is the 28 of Boehner, closed pretty quickly on that card. Again, this is for position. This is actually for third spot. Watching these two tangle going through the S's. Be in front of them is actually for a little bit of contact. Looks like Augustus might have got a little bit of that rumble strip and it formed loose. That was for fourth spot.
Fourth?
Yep, that was for fourth. They're now trying to run down that 19 Cowboys, see if they can get ahead of them. I apologize, Stout. I wasn't able to hear everything that you just said, but yeah, I did that tweet between Q Dog and J Pa about finishing and getting up into the booth to talk to us last week at Dega.
Oh, what was I saying? Not just how Q Dog was the tip of the death, and it was just great to hear him. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, now I can hear pretty well again. I know that he was absolutely happy.
It was just great to hear Q Dog get up in the booth and how excited he was. I was just saying, for anybody that watches these races and knows how hard we race against each other, but also knows how we're pretty close. We formed pretty good bonds, and it's tough. It's tough to finish in the top 3. I mean, heck, it's tough to finish in the top 7 or 8 in every league. And it's just he was long-winded. It was cool to hear, because that was his first time he's ever been in the booth, and he had a lot of people to thank. So I was hearing him talk, man, made me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just as happy to hear him talk and hear how excited he was as I was to win the first Bristol race this year. It's just, you should want to see other people succeed in whatever it is that they're doing, and it was really cool to hear that. And then the cool thing too is knowing that you upload these races on YouTube and they're there forever. So we'll always have these memories to go back and watch and look at. So it's just. It's really, really fun.
Gotcha. Oh man, I tell you, it's always nice when somebody new works their way into the booth and gets to talk about their race, their shout outs, give thanks to those that have helped them along the way, whether it's just something simple as maybe a right rear tire pressure, or right front or left rear or left front, a change in tape. Does it suck up better in the draft? What makes it a little bit looser? If you start high, how low do you go, or how high do you go on the wedge? I mean, there's so many different things. Even though it's presets, there's a lot of things that can really affect the way that a car handles. And sometimes, even if you do go out there and you turn 100 laps getting ready for one of these NNR races, that one little extra that somebody else could be all the difference between a top 5 or a top 10. So, Q-Dog and Master Killer and Cole, J-Pa, Bills, all guys, they work together, they work hard together, they run in other leagues together, and anytime one of them does well, the rest of them really rally behind them. They and you've kind of gotten to be pretty close with them. Well, they all really band together, gather together, and really celebrate their achievements. So it's a pretty good little group there.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the J-Paw Army they're pretty cool. Honestly, I don't understand why there's not an uprising and one of them take over, because the majority of those guys are way cooler than J-Paw anyway. So it needs to be somebody else's army. That's the way I see it. But they want to follow him, and he'd be their fearless leader, then so be it. But I couldn't stand for that.
Well, I don't think J-Paw's out there anymore, so I'm not quite sure if he heard that or not. But it's he's got a good good group of online guys to race with that are all pretty competitive, and glad that there's quite a few of them here in NNR. Well, from
I wonder what happened to Augustus, man. Has he got damage, or
I'm not
he's
sure.
just dropped off the face of the planet?
He's definitely not in the top 5 right now. Your top 5, as of the last time by, is Asbel, Parsville second, Bain third, Cowboy fourth, and Cheeseburger in 5th. So I got to stop calling him Cheeseburger. That's what I always do him by. But he's actually changed it to Cheese 2181, I think. But aside from pit stops, Stout. Asbel's led like much flag to flag to flag. Right now, Asbel is the closest to him at just about 5.5 seconds back. He's got this thing on cruise. It looks like as I go along with him, he's actually running a pretty solid setup. I have when I was just on him, I actually got off. When I was just on him, he's not getting loose. Looks like he's to get the throttle down where he needs it. He's hitting his brake points pretty consistently lap after lap. He's doing pretty well. And kind of say the same thing for Boehner. Boehner's had some issues, between the wheel and the controller. Wondering what Whitman he's switching to and whatnot. We saw him go around here in, I think it was the beginning of stage 2, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's up here in the top 3, getting ready to make a pit stop. There's Asbel going under the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Bridge.
I wish we had a ticker so we could see exactly how many seconds they are apart. I know you can look on people's stuff, but that's just beating dead horse. You have to do that stuff. I guess Boehner's moved up to 3rd place now since Parsville's in 2nd.
Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, when I was just on.
Yeah, Cowboys 3rd and Cheese is in 4th place. Or, excuse me, Cowboys in 4th and Cheese is in 5th place.
As Boehner goes into pits, it says that there's 17 laps remaining, and on a full tank, they're able to run 9 laps. So everybody will have to make one more pit stop after this, and if we do get a caution, which I don't see coming out because they're too spread apart, I think that should be the one and only pit stop. I think everybody's been on the same pit sequence because of that one caution had. I don't really think anybody's behind. But then again, Boehner, and if Boehner was able to keep that wheel and then didn't have to switch to a controller, then he's on that shifter as well. So him and Asbel might have been able to save a little bit, maybe get a little bit more than the standard 9 laps. And if that's the case, if everybody else has had to pit 1 or 2 laps before them, that could mean a world of difference to everybody else. again, pit stops. There looks like the 11 of Parsable is on pit road now. Here's the 9 of Q-Dog coming down through these S's. Back to the 51 of NNR Swats. The 8 of Augustus just took the just went on by the start stripe in 4th place. So through pit stops, looks like Augustus right now is back just a little bit. 15 laps remaining. 11 coming out right as the 28 of Boehner went on by. So looks like the 11 of Parsable is still up in the top 5. Now, Boehner pit a lap or two before the 11. The 11 should have, since he just came out of pit road, should have a little fresher tires. So as the 28 continues on this run, it's really going to be interesting to see if the 11 is going to be able to get past this 28 of Boehner. Looks like he's might have his car dialed in. Even the 28 just came out and Boehner's been out for a little bit. Looks like he's stretching that distance just a little bit, turn after turn. But it looks like they both kind of cooked it in there, starting to come down. Looks like the 81 is Smitty has had kind of an issue. He's now out of the race.
Yeah, I think there's 4 cars out of the race, Pete. I know, Bolin disconnected. He said he's got some bad storms coming through as what's left of that tropical storm that came up through Louisiana. It's like Smitty backed out. We know Papa Bear disconnected earlier, and Bill's Legend, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. Back now with the 11 of Barton. So he's actually got the 8 of Augustus right in front of him. Looks like the 28 of Boehner was able to work his way on by his 8 car as well. If the 28 changes up his menu, a little bit of a battle right. Oh, okay, the 8 of Augustus is actually going to go ahead and take it on down a pit road right now. So he might have been trying a little different fuel strategy. He's going to come out with some fresh tires. And as they come by the line this time, it's 13 to go. So I know Augustus can't run 13 laps. He's really going to have to figure out what he's going to be able to do here on speed. If his car is too tight or if it's too loose, either tighten it up or fit it up. But Augustus is definitely falling through the field here just a little bit. But once Boehner or Cowboy switch up menu, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count and see if I can get us a position on these guys as well. Right now, they're both showing me what they've got in the tank. And, I was talking a little bit ago, Stout, about the different fuel strategies. Right now, Boehner has 5 laps in the tank, while Cowboy has 7 laps in the tank. So they are running different ways. It's kind of funny to see, Boehner with the shifter, who, and he's got less laps in the tank than Cowboy does. And I think Cowboy's actually in front of him.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like I haven't looked at the the fuel for the Cup car. I do know there's not a whole lot of places here where you can really save fuel. Just because, maybe the long stretch, the full speed part right here where Q-Dogs is going through. But as far as stretching fuel here, I don't know if you can. There's no way you can stretch it more than a lap, maybe.
Can you try unplugging your mic and then plugging it back in? It keeps going from good to bad. Again, I don't know if it's me or what it is, but um,
It's me, Pete. It's when my dad. I'm texting back and forth with my dad.
gotcha. I don't want you to think I'm like not uh, going off of what you're saying. It's just it can't always understand everything that you're saying. I apologize. All right, let's pick a target here right now. Kind of catching up with the 97 Fatless Dig, trying hard. He's back here fighting. I believe this is the 8 Augustus. Again, coming down through these S's. I tell you, these S's are actually a pretty big part of this track. And it's a pretty good passing zone, too. If you can get down going through and run the inside of these, if somebody cooks the corner more than you, you can make up some time and pass a guy or two. Let's see here. All right, so off of Boehner's stream, it's saying Asbel's first, Boehner second, Parzival third, Cheese in fourth, and Cowboy has actually worked his way up to P5. Let's actually go ahead and find Cowboy. I know I just saw him a minute ago. There he is. I was actually riding on board with him for a bit. It doesn't really look like he's got any immediate challenges here on track. He's kind of running all
Pete,
by
you got me?
himself. It kind of a muffled hear me, but yes, sir, I got you.
Pete.
Whoa, no. Now you sound like a jet engine taking off. There's now the 9 car of Augustus. Looks like he's trailing the 51 of SWAT. You're actually going to go side by side here, starting at the top of the S's, about ready to come down these curves side by side. 9 on the outside, 51 on the side. Looks like the 51's just going to go ahead and let him go. I heard you pretty good right there, Stout. Back now to the 28.
Pete.
Yep, I got you, sir. Stout, you got me? I tell you, this 28 of Boehner, he's really starting to hunt down the 1 car of Asbel. He's getting closer and closer. It really looks like he is able to hustle this car all the way through these S's. The 1 car of Boehner got very, very tight in one of those corners. And actually, it's not going to be Asbel. It's going to be the 51 of SWAT. And he all but got very, very loose, about pushed the 51 off track. A little bit of door-to-door contact there, but Boehner moving on up. And he's now about 23 seconds behind Asbel. How can that be? 9 laps remaining here in the race overall, though, Stout. Yeah, I got you, bud. Stout, can you hear me? Back up front with the 1 car of Asbel again coming. This very okay. I heard something right there. Feels very separate right now. Everybody's got to make one more pit stop before we can take it to the entirety of the race. Your top 5 has pretty much been your top 5 all night long. Asbel has been up front. Boehner's been very close. Parzival's been close. Augustus, Cowboy. I mean, there's been a few that have contended for the top 5, but it seems like everybody has been chasing the 1 car of Asbel all night long as he has just continued to really put more and more time between himself and other cars. There you see the one of Asbel right in front of the 39 of Master Killer, as Master Killer just one lap down. And it looks like Boehner is now on pit road for his final pit stop. He'll be able to go 9 laps on a tank, and there are 9 laps remaining, so he'll be right money. Boehner now leaving pit road. Have to see what part of his competition may or may not catch him as he goes in or comes out. Looks like he'll be able to do so without any kind of outside competition, or he'll just be able to hit his marks on these brand new e-wheel goods. And he's got two new cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, and away he goes. Asbel's also now on road. I'm sorry, that was the 84 cheeseburger. Kind of similar in color.
Pete?
Yes, sir. Stout,
So you can't hear me.
Nope, I got you. Stout, I hear you. All right, see if I can't grab a running order with 7 laps remaining. Asbel's still in the lead. Boehner and Pete Parsable P3, Cowboy P4, Cheeseburger P5. It looks like Cowboy's actually going to go ahead on and hit pit road right now, so he's going to fall back just a little bit. But he's been competitive enough to where he should be able to stay in the top 5 after the rest of everybody else has pit. But right now, here is your leader, still the one car of Apple. Really nobody else anywhere around to try to challenge for this lead. If it continues on with no cautions or anything like that, it's like we'll be talking to Asbel, who, while he's already, he just took over the points lead from Boehner after last week at Talladega. He's going to solidify that points lead a little bit more as both the truck and Xfinity series get ready for Richmond next week. But we still got one more series to run here at Mid-Ohio this week, and that's the Cup, guys. And on Thursday night, I'll be with the one and only HD Motorsports as we call their race. Hopefully there's about 20 cars on track for that. But we will we'll have to see how that all shakes out as the one of Asbel puts the 9 of Q-Dog a lap down. Going by, Q-Dog recognizes that he's a bit faster, so just kind of lets him go. After the 19 of Cowboy came out of pit road, I'd imagine that he would stay on the lead lap and inside the top 5, judging by where he pitted from. And indeed, he has done that. Right now, the top 5 is Asbel, Boehner, Parsable, Cheese, and Cowboy. So we're going to keep going through the field, see if we can't find a little bit more than just Asbel running by himself. A few cars on pit road, unfortunately. But that leaves a few points out there. Yes, sir. Gotcha. Stout, you got me?
So, Pete, I guess you can't hear me?
I can hear Stout.
All right, so I guess... Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, Stout, I hear you.
See, it's lagging. It's lagging.
I'm lagging. Stout, I don't know what's causing that tonight, bud. But we're gonna keep on pressing through. Next time by, I'll go ahead and grab us a lap count. Both Boehner and Cowboy are at opposite sides of the track right now. They've both got enough fuel to make it the rest of the way, so we'll have to see how it shakes out. Again, your top five: Asbel, Boehner, Parzival, Cheese, and Cowboy. Looks like Boehner's getting on through these S's. Again, unfortunately, a few guys have had some issues and not been able to complete the full race. Let's see. 10-4 Stout, I got you, sir. I see you out there in chat. Let's see. 84 Cheese now. Here's the 11 of Parzival. Parzival has been very, very solid all night long. Been up inside the top five. Really, no lower than that. Ingalls is saying you sounded fine from there, Stout. So I'm not sure. Discord has been acting up all night long, unfortunately. I'm wondering if the guys out there on race and team comms and whatnot, if they've had any kind of issue. But Ingalls, thanks for checking in tonight, sir. Good to see you. Q-Dog allowing the 97 of Fatless Dig to go on by. There's again 51 of Swats using those rumble strips to get that car to turn just a little bit, but you got to be a little careful if you try to use them and you're going a little too fast. It's just going to loop you around. Four laps remaining in this one. 4 more laps, 4 more cycles around this I don't even know how many turns there are here at Mid-Ohio, but I can tell you, man, it is challenging. You got a couple of really, really sharp turns. You got a very elongated set of S's, that stretch on far beyond what you might see at Sonoma or at the Glen. So these guys have absolutely been getting it done. I congratulate every one of those truck guys that are racing here tonight as well for not only completing the 100% race in the trucks with only like 8 or 10 guys, but also coming out here tonight in the Xfinity series and running 100% yet again. So man, not only doing their practice to get their laps in, running the trucks, running the Xfinity. Then there's a couple guys that are even running the Cup race. So I give credit where credit's due, and they absolutely deserve it. Asbel just came on by. I'm guessing that was to take. That might be 2 to go for him. He's a good almost 30 seconds ahead of Boehner right now. Yeah, that would have been 2 to go. That would have been 3 to go for him because he's only Asbel is I'm not. Oh man, I'm sorry. The lap information is a little off for me right now. It's saying that Asbel's first, Boehner. Okay, no, okay. Then Boehner is about 27.5 seconds behind Asbel. Parzival is about 6 seconds behind Boehner. Cheese is about 23 seconds back from him. And then Cowboy is about 40 seconds back. So still some pretty good distances between all these guys. I agree. I agree with that, Stout. Yeah, absolutely. Leave what they just did, the old Metrolina track. Leave that track alone. Bring it back, and yeah, get rid of this place. I would definitely be behind that. Give me the petition. I will sign it right now. Let's see here. Kind of working my way through. Really, nobody even close to each other. Everybody's got a whole lot of separation. No one really back on the track. Here's the 8 of Augustus, who's had a pretty good night, but unfortunately fallen back just a little bit. But as Boehner just went across the line right there, that was with 1 to go. So, ladies and gents, we're going to ride on with the 1 car for the rest of this lap. And barring him really messing up and not being able to bring it back on track within a 25 or 27-second time, he's going to go on and sweep this road course. Got it done in trucks on Sunday night. Here he is trying to get it done here in the Xfinity car. And, I mean, this guy has won so much in the series this year. Coming across the line, it is going to be all the one of Asbel, just waiting on the guys behind him to finish it up, and he's going to just get his cool down lap done. Nobody anywhere near him to contend. So it's been a fun race. I know the top 3, top 5 really fought quite a bit. Again, as they continue to file across the start stripe, it's going to be Asbel, Boehner, Parzival. They'll be talking to me and Stout up in the booth about their race, about how they were able to get their car squared away for this very long, grueling endurance race. Then back behind Parzival, it was Cheeseburger. NNR Cowboy brings it home P5. Fatless Dig in that 97. Then you got Augustus brings it home 7th. Master Killer had a great top 10 again, bringing it home 8th. Q-Dog in 9th. And NNR Swats bringing it home in P10. So that's your top 10 again. Asbel, Boehner, Parzival, Cheese, NNR Cowboy, Fatless Dig, Augustus, Master Killer, Q-Dog, and NNR Swats. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and bring it on back to our booth here. And just wait for these guys to get on home, get that cool down lap taken care of, get up into the booth with me and Stout, and see how we're doing. And actually, it looks like my Discord is not lighting up for me. That's awesome. All right, let me see if I can get this sorted out again. 1 second. Test. Nope. Test. Testing. Nope, that's not working either. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Something's going on with Discord tonight. Test. No. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm guessing the whole issue was with me. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you fine, Pete.
All right, stand by. I
There we
Rock,
go.
that 1 car of Asbel able to get it done again tonight. So yeah, I don't think there's really much of anything holding this guy back.
Can you hear me now, Pete?
Give me 1 second. I got to figure out why y'all can hear me, and I do see my my info on. Yeah, I agree, Rock. Wow. Give me 1 second, guys.
Swats, can you hear me?
Trying to figure out why I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you still.
So I'm
Yep,
guessing
okay.
this whole Discord thing was on me. Bear with me 1 second. Let me try to reset on my end. All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, so you guys can hear me. I can't hear. Give me 1 second. I mean, I can see y'all talking there in my audio settings, but for some reason I can't. Stout, if you want to go ahead and start with P3, please go right ahead, sir.
Parsville, you got me, Parsville?
Got step.
So Parsville, man, I was just talking. Pete and I were talking in the race. We know that Boehner and Asbel kind of have a stranglehold as far as, guys that are kind of going back and forth as far as winning races or whatever. But Parsville, I just commend you, man, because you're always smooth. I honestly, every time I watched you, I never saw you run off the track tonight. So just talk a little bit about your preparation. Was it just to keep 4 tires on the track, or did you really feel like, hey, maybe I have something I can challenge Asbel for the victory here?
My first laps on this track were actually yesterday during practice, and I wasn't really just kind of hoping to maybe get close to the top 5. And as the race, progressed, I just kept getting a little faster and faster, and I was keeping up with Boehner there, but I'm pretty sure he was on a controller, so won't quite count that one. But yeah, just probably my best run I've had on a road course in any league that I've been in. So I'm pretty happy with the night. Had good stages, and I think the only time I ever went off track was I was trying to keep it in third gear on a couple of the corners, and it threw me off. But I think that's a good run.
Absolutely, Parsville. Anybody want to give a shout out to, man?
Yeah, just everyone here at NNR, and then Pete. So thanks for hosting and doing everything you guys do.
Absolutely, Parsville. We're glad to have you, man. Hey, I need you to make a Twitter handle for me, man, so I can tag you and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't have, so maybe I'll make one just for this.
All right, dude. Well, good job tonight, man. I know that helps with the points, especially. I think Pete said you had some issues. We were talking earlier. You had some issues last week at Talladega.
Yeah, last week I was in a pretty good position to win, I felt like, and I sped on the pit road coming down to the final pit stop there, and then of course we had that caution. I was able to get back up to 5th, but I was going to finish towards the back, so I actually ended up all right. I think I scored like the 3rd most points or 4th or something like that. So turned out okay. Now with this race, I think I'm sitting pretty good to make it to the next round, which I feel better about those tracks actually. So
Good deal, Parsville. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week at Richmond, bud.
thanks, Nat.
Boehner.
All right, let's see if we can't get this done. All right, Boehner, can you hear me, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Pete?
Hey, and I can hear you too. How about that, man? Boehner, we saw you actually have pretty decent challenges tonight, and you were able to severe all the way through. Saw you. Coming off a corner, get spun around, end up in a sand, kind of like Dale Jr. back in the Bud car years and years ago. And you worked your way smoothly and methodically past some guys. Saw a little bit of contact every now and then, but nothing too severe. You didn't door slam anybody or send them off track. From what I saw, it looked pretty good. Looked like you had a little bit of a pretty good handling car. Were you doing this on a wheel? I knew you were having some issues there, or did you switch over to the controller at the last second?
Hey, what's going on? Stout, do you mind muting your mic? I could barely kind of hear Pete there. I think it was coming back through your phone. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make any excuses, but I had to change basically everything I was doing, and it was, man, I'm worn out. My arms are numb. I look like I just got done running a mile under the circumstances. So, I stayed with the wheel, but I'm just glad I got second. I mean, you can't have any problems to be able to beat Asbel, particularly at a road course. And I kind of knew when we went into just the practice, like the little warm-up lobby there, that I wasn't going to have what I had practiced with. So it was tough. But really happy I was able to just kind of keep it on the track and, kind of overcome some of those things to be able to get back up there to second. I had no idea why people were saving fuel. That's honestly, if Parzival and Augustus, I don't know what happened to Augustus. I think he had another issue. I don't think I would have beaten Parzival if he didn't feel safe for one of those runs. So I wasn't really sure what guys were doing there. Probably should have finished third, but got lucky and did the best I could and was able to get second. And congrats to Asville. Good win, man.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that some of the different fuel strategies between a couple of you guys that were actually streaming, and I really appreciate you and Cowboy and Asbel and Swats for streaming every now and then to allow me to kind of keep up with things that are going. But man, coming into tonight's race, it actually, after Dega last week, Asbel took over the lead. You're now about 8 points behind him. Coming into next week, Richmond, I'm sure you feel pretty strong about your chances next week. You're not going to have any issue moving on to the round of 8, but we're going from a road course to a short track. I can't talk tonight. Short, and then back to a road course again when we head to Road America as the first track in the third round, the eliminator round of the 2020 chase. When everything resets, and you go back to the stage points that you had, the points that carry over, I think you should retake the points again. And as long as you stay as consistent as you've been, you're no doubt going to move on to the round of 4 where you probably Asbel, probably Parzival, and that fourth person is really going to be a wild card in my eyes. We'll have to see how the points shake out after, I believe it's Martinsville is the last race before we head on over to Atlanta. How do you feel, or how do you prepare as we're getting through to these last 5 races?
I mean, it's just really trying to stay dialed in, and the points don't really matter so much for Asbel and I don't think anymore, unless something really tragic happened in the fourth round. I keep kind of going back to that. So the points don't really matter, but I'm just worried, man. I'm worried about Thursday night. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do to get myself kind of dialed in here under some of these circumstances. I mean, I couldn't make it through the slow parts of the track worth diddly poo. And so I don't know, man. And at short tracks, this isn't going to work either. So I mean, I got lucky and got away with a second here, but I'm more worried about Thursday nights right now, and I'm going to have to figure something out, or probably say goodbye to the chase and the Cup Series, and then, hopefully still be there in Atlanta for the Xfinity Series. So we'll see what happens.
For buddy, man, thanks for really talking openly with me about that. It's you did an amazing job tonight. I saw a lot of great race, especially after the restarts. Then it got sorted out, got spread out, and of course the stops, or the pit stops, kind of add to that as the night goes on. But man, congrats on that P2. Really working hard tonight. We saw it. Any shout outs for you, sir?
You guys always, Pete, man. It's great, watching your streams and broadcasts as always. And, shout out to the Rook Racing guys. And like I said, what we have figured out is it's just little things that anyone can figure out at any time. That I've been pretty open about sharing anyway. So, you can see how much faster Asbel was than I was tonight, given the circumstances. So just got to get dialed in, man. That's about it. But,
all right. Well,
yeah,
since you said the circumstances, let me ask you this then. You think if you had gotten in front of that one car tonight, you think you could have had that clean air, where you might not have had to battle so much? Do you think you could have pulled away from him?
No, I was toast tonight. I wasn't getting away from or pulling away from him. I mean, I just had it's just the wheel setting stuff. So I don't know how to fix it, and it just pulled 180 on me, almost literally. Night. So, and it's been doing that lately. So I don't know what the deal is.
Gotcha. Well, congrats again. And then Stout, you want to take our winner?
Yeah, I got Aswell. Boehner, sorry for that feedback, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with Discord tonight. Well, I think I had some music real low there.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Aswell, you whooped up on him in the truck race on Sunday night, and you did it again tonight. I think you won by, what was it, over 25 seconds tonight, Pete?
Yeah, it was well over 25, almost 30 seconds, so absolutely a great lead.
So, Aswell, what is it, man, that you just have figured out with road courses? Is it something special with wheel settings, or is it just you just know how to wheel around these places?
Well, I mean, if you go back and watch the stream, you can tell where I was downshifting. I was hoping the car get turned better in the corners. I guess that's one thing that was easier for it. I wouldn't have to like turn it as much, I guess you could say. And a lot of people were still getting loose here and there, I heard. So I mean, it's just all about throttle control on road courses this year. So I mean, if you can keep it straight and on the track, you're good to go. And I mean, honestly, if Boehner's wheel didn't go poo poo on him, it probably would have been a battle all race long, honestly.
Yeah, I hate to hear that Boehner's wheel's acting up, especially since I have the same wheel he does. Freaks me out. But I mean, you're already guaranteed to move on to the next round. So Richmond, I imagine you'll have the same mindset as to show up there and win both those races. But as we look forward, is there any tracks that, as far as the next round, that you're worried about, or is there any one of those tracks that you're really excited about?
Road America is my favorite one on that last list, and then Martinsville. Probably won't race that week.
I hear you, man. Well, congrats on your 117th win between the trucks and the Xfinity Series so far this year. Anybody want to get a shout out to?
Man, I gotta give a real big one to Boehner because, like you said, he was having to turn way more than usual, and for him to come home second with that's just it blows my mind. I mean, he said he was having to turn that thing almost 180 degrees, pretty much, just to turn the car.
That's no fun.
So I gotta give it big shout out to him, and then you guys, of course, and the whole NNR group, and then just Rook Racing. You know how it usually is. And then, of course, Parsville on a P3 finish.
Well, Aswell, it's awesome to see you run well. I imagine if you're running the Cup race Thursday, you probably win that.
I don't know about that.
I know Aviator's a pretty good wheel man at road courses. Boehner is. Rose is. If he's not bulldozing his way through the field like he did at Watkins Glen. So, congrats. Pete, you got anything else to say, man?
No, Aswell, you've been a model of consistency week after week, and it's no surprise to see you run strong. Anytime we kick off a race, I tease you a little bit, whatnot, but man. I asked you about your kryptonite, what's going to take to beat you, and I wouldn't answer that either. So, congratulations on another very strong win. Rock NASCAR asked who won when I told him I just got one simple, response back, and that was wow. So, what else is there to say, man? Congratulations on another stellar performance, sir. But
what's going on with your mic's kind of, I don't know if it's messing up or echoing on itself or
Discord. No. Something's wrong with Discord, man.
Yeah, Discord's been fighting us all night long. Yep. Mr. Wyatt, no, unfortunately, NNR is closed to anybody new. We won't be adding anybody until the 2021 season starts up when we switch on over to Heat 5. So we'll see you there. But please, by all means, feel free to follow along. But as for me, Stout Whiskey, thank you very much fighting through all the trials and tribulations of tonight's stream. I absolutely appreciate you every single day of my life, sir. It's fun when we can actually talk.
Absolutely. Well, we weathered the storm tonight. I feel bad for these guys if they go back and watch because we just had we had some issues, but the guys put on a good show, and there was I actually joined their hit up the Xfinity chat earlier, and I told Cowboy Mass to provide us some action on the track, and there was action definitely on the track tonight. There was a couple times where cars were racing for second and third, and then right behind them fourth and fifth, and there was times where it was Boehner and Cheese and Cowboy fourth, fifth, and sixth going at it. So it was definitely a very entertaining race.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see it. Definitely a whole lot better than the truck race was the other night, and I'm looking forward to the Cup race to see if they can live up to the hype and do even a little bit more. Leave it all out there on the track. We've only got one more course to go, and that's with a small break of a very small Richmond International Raceway next week. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun when we get to call that one together as well.
Absolutely.
But as for me, guys, that's going to be it for the NNR guys tonight. I will be back live tomorrow night. I mentioned Rock NASCAR a little bit ago when that Super Speedway League gets back underway. It's going to be the cars at Talladega with setup, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. That's right around 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern. I will be there, but don't forget, Thursday night with the Cup guys right back here at Mid-Ohio. I'll have the one and only HD Motorsports with me in the booth to call that race. Hopefully we have another 20 or 21 cars live on track then. Until then, please take care of each other. Stay healthy, stay kind. And, that's going to be it for tonight. Have a great evening. Until then, take it easy.